Hi. Today I want to talk about the book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I pulled out 8 main ideas from it, and the 4th and the 7th hit me the hardest, so I'll spend a bit more time on those. But before we get into the ideas, I want to answer a question that usually comes up with books like this. Is it even worth reading? If you sometimes catch yourself wondering whether you're doing the right thing, whether you're on the right path, whether you're building your life the right way, then yes, this book might be useful for you, because the whole idea of purpose is both very attractive and very vague at the same time. No one is going to come down from the sky and whisper in your ear, "This is your thing, do this." Usually we rely on intuition and indirect signs. You enjoy what you do, you're good at it, people are willing to pay you for it, you're growing, everything seems to suggest you're in the right place. And still, the doubt shows up. Even people who seem like obvious success stories have these doubts. Think about Michael Jordan, a basketball legend, a man who had already proven everything. And at some point he quits basketball and goes into baseball, even though the whole world was telling him his place was in basketball. So the question, am I doing the right thing, is completely normal. More than that, sometimes it's actually useful to consciously change the direction of your life. Not necessarily by 180 degrees. Sometimes even 30 degrees is enough. So, the first idea, all the answers you're looking for are already inside you. I like this idea because it's a bit sobering. You don't need to look for a guru who will tell you how to live. You don't need to shift responsibility to psychologists, mentors, coaches, or anyone else. The main questions you have to ask yourself, and it's important to ask them in different states. When you're calm, when you're exhausted, when you're upset, when everything is going well. Because you, when you're calm, is one person, and you, when you're stressed, is a completely different person. The answers may be different, but over time, these different answers start to form a more honest picture of who you really are. Second idea, our wounds and difficulties can become a source of wisdom. I really liked the thought that difficulties are not just unpleasant things we need to get through as fast as possible. They're opportunities. It sounds strange, of course, to love difficulties. But if you think about it, in any difficult situation, you still have 2 options. You either suffer and complain, or you try to get something out of it. It's like in sports. When you start snowboarding, the first training sessions are just falls, bruises, and the feeling that you will never learn this. But without that stage, there is no next stage. If you start seeing difficulties as part of the process and not as some injustice of life, life actually becomes much easier. Third idea, the best teacher is life itself. You can listen to lectures, read books, go to seminars, but until you actually live through the experience yourself, it all remains theory. Life is constantly giving us feedback, sometimes gently, sometimes very painfully. If you don't understand the lesson the first time, the situation will probably repeat, just in a harsher form. It's like fire. You get burned once, you understand. If you don't understand, you'll get burned again. And this works not only with physical pain, but with life situations in general. Fourth idea, you don't find your purpose. You become ready for it. This is a very powerful idea. You don't need to panic and search for your purpose. You need to prepare yourself for the moment when an opportunity appears. There's this idea of a cubic centimeter of chance. From time to time, every person gets an opportunity that can change their life. The difference is that one person notices it and grabs it, and another person doesn't even realize it was a chance. So the question becomes, how do you become ready? The answer is simple, but a bit uncomfortable. You need to clear your life of unnecessary things, unnecessary habits, unnecessary tasks, unnecessary obligations, unnecessary noise. When your schedule and your head are completely full, there is simply no space for opportunities. And if you do free up time, the important thing is not to pour it into social media and TV shows, but to invest it into something that develops you and expands you. Then you're much more likely to be in a state where you can actually notice an opportunity. Fifth idea, personal growth is not a race. It's a long process, a very long process. And the point where you are right now is not a mistake, not a dead end, not a punishment. It's just your current point on the route. Life in general looks more like a wave, up, down, up, down. And if this is not the best period of your life right now, it doesn't mean everything is bad. It just means this might be the point where the next rise begins. You can grow at your own pace. You can read books, listen to podcasts, try new activities, change your environment. Everyone has their own way and their own rhythm. The important thing is not to stand still on purpose. Sixth idea, make your life a work of art. I like the metaphor about Salvador Dali. Not everyone likes his paintings, but they are unique because he saw the world in his own way. And the main takeaway here is that to stand out, you don't have to be better than everyone else. You have to be different. But being different is scary because people may not understand you, judge you, reject you. And at that point, it becomes a personal choice. Be convenient and understandable for everyone, or be yourself. Seventh idea. Inside each of us, there is gold. It's just hidden under layers. This is a very strong idea. All our fears, irritations, resentments, they're not just emotions, they are signals. When something really irritates you in other people, almost always it has something to do with you, not with them. For example, some people are extremely annoyed by lateness. For one person, it's nothing. For another, it's a tragedy. Why? Because everyone has their own internal rules, fears, ego, expectations. Instead of getting angry at the world, you can try to understand why this exact situation triggers such a strong reaction in you. And that can reveal a lot about yourself. It's like a dark room. Until you turn on the light, it feels like there are monsters in there. You turn on the light, and it's just a chair. And the eighth idea, all the answers are already inside you. There's a beautiful metaphor about a golden Buddha that was once covered with mud so it wouldn't be stolen. Over time, the mud washed away, but the gold was always there underneath. People are kind of the same. A lot of things are already inside us from the beginning. Confidence, abilities, desires. Over time, we just get covered with other people's opinions, fears, beliefs, expectations. And all self-development is, in a way, not about acquiring something new, but about removing what's unnecessary. You could call this naive optimism, but if I have to choose between optimism and pessimism, I choose optimism. At least because life is easier and moving forward is easier with it. Problems will exist anyway. The only question is how you look at them, as proof that life is unfair or as a point of growth. And that's a personal choice everyone makes for themselves.